it's not exactly a stretch to say that I like beer. And if you like beer, you may be familiar with this. It's called Zombie Dust. It's an IPA from a brewery in Indiana called Three Floyds. If you don't know that beer, then go Google it. It's called Zombie Dust. If you don't like beer, then bear with me. I promise there's a sales lesson in this video. So I want to tell you a story about how just the other day I acquired and then proceeded to get rid of 2 cases of Zombie Dust like that. And I think it's instructive. And the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to relay and retell this story to you. I was driving between Chicago and Indianapolis between client appointments. I also had some phone calls scheduled for my trip. This is why I like to drive, so I can still be somewhat productive and stay in touch with people while I'm in the car. I had a convenient break of about 2 hours between my calls, and I still had quite a ways to go. So I decided that I should probably get something for lunch. And I knew where I was in northwestern Indiana, and I knew that there was this brewery called Three Floyds that I've been meaning to check out for quite some time. Now, drinking in the middle of the day, not exactly my style, but I do know that I can't remember actually the last time I went to a craft brewery that didn't also have good food. And hey, you never know what they're selling at the general store. So I decided to reroute myself a little bit. I went about 15 minutes out of my way and had an amazing sandwich for lunch. I'm sitting there at the bar next to someone else who's in there for lunch, and he motions to me over to my left. He said, "Hey, they bottled Zombie Dust today." Now, I knew that this was the season for this beer to come out, and if you are familiar with this beer or have been to Google by now, you'll know that it's incredibly hard to find. And it sells out immediately, and they have a limit for how much people can go and buy in person on a daily basis. So I said, yeah, I've had it before. It's really good, but I don't know if I need to take any with me. And he says, well, you may have friends that want it. You could get it. You could sell it to them, and you can pay for your gas at least to get here to Indiana or between wherever you've been from and wherever you're going. And so I thought about it a little bit, and I said, I'm here. Maybe I've got some friends who would be interested in this. Maybe someone is willing to take this stuff off my hands. So I sent a text message, a couple, maybe 8 people. And within about a minute and a half, I had sold every bit of the 2 cases that I was entitled to. Now, I kept a couple. I'm going to keep a few for myself because it's good. But essentially, as quickly as I could get this stuff, I got rid of it. Now, here's the lesson. Now, you can be thinking, hey, Jeff, how hard is it to sell something that's in demand at little or no cost over what it cost you to your friends? Fair point, but let me break this down for you. Let's think about this a little bit differently. 1, I knew where I was. I knew where I was in location, in relation to the location that I needed to get to, and I knew it was someplace that I wanted to be, and the opportunity worked out. Very, very rarely does anybody in sales, or in any kind of business for that matter, appreciate where they are and where they could be and what is around them. You've got to have your head on a swivel. That's lesson 1. 2, I had an idea of a target market. I didn't care to buy any more of the beer than I needed. I knew I had an opportunity to buy more. But I also knew who would take that beer off my hands. Friends or not, I had people who I knew would be interested in buying something that I had access to. Think about it that way. 3, within 90 seconds, I got text messages back that did not ask how much it cost, did not ask how much I was going to mark it up, and did not ask when I could deliver. They just said, I'm in, Jeff. I'll take whatever you got. So think about that. Do you have any customers who are willing to take whatever you have because you have it and they don't even ask about the price? Do you have any customers who trust you so implicitly that when you get access to something new, you can take it to them and they just say, I'll take whatever you have? I think the more important question is probably, why don't you? Now listen, I could mark this beer up. I could mark this beer up and double the price per 6-pack, and my friends wouldn't look the other way. They wouldn't really care. They wouldn't even think twice about it. I'm not gonna. That's the point. I'm looking out for people. When I see something that's an opportunity to make someone else's day, deliver something that's unexpected and totally, exceed expectations, that's what I like to do. That's one of the reasons my friends are my friends, because they like me, they trust me, and they know that I'm thinking of their best interests at all times. And it's really no different when I think about my relationship with my customers. And in a way, I feel bad that I couldn't get farther down that text list to reach some of my customers because I had too many people that wanted this stuff. But the point is, the way you get to where people will say, I don't care how much it costs, Jeff, just give me what you have, is by constantly acting in their best interest. And that goes for your friends, it goes for your family, it goes for your customers. Remember that. If you like what I've had to say here, I put up a new video like this one every Tuesday. You can find it on my YouTube channel or on my website. And if you like what I have to say and you want to find a little more of it, I also update my blog once a week at least, and I send out a weekly newsletter every Sunday morning. It's called the Parabola Press, and there's a link below this video to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for being here.